Good morning, everyone. We all encounter moments when someone we care about feels angry, frustrated, or upset. When that someone is a woman and she is angry, it's important to approach the situation with empathy, patience, and understanding. Today, I want to share some effective ways to help relax an angry woman and turn a tense moment into an opportunity for connection. Listening actively is one of the most powerful ways to help relax an angry woman. It's more than just hearing the words she says, it's about fully engaging with her feelings and thoughts without interrupting or letting your mind wander. When someone is angry, they often feel invisible or ignored. So, giving your complete attention communicates that you truly care about what she is experiencing. This kind of listening can help diffuse the intensity of anger because it shows respect for her perspective. Active listening requires focusing entirely on the speaker. This means putting aside distractions such as your phone, TV, or even your own thoughts and worries. Instead, your goal is to be mentally present and fully tuned into the conversation. When a woman sees that you are not just physically present, but also mentally engaged, it reassures her that her emotions matter. This presence can be calming because it breaks the feeling of isolation that often accompanies anger. Another important part of active listening is maintaining eye contact. Eye contact signals openness and honesty, letting her know you are paying attention and not judging her. However, the eye contact should be gentle and non threatening, avoiding any intensity that could feel confrontational. Sometimes, nodding your head or using small verbal affirmations like, I see or I understand, encourages her to continue sharing her feelings. It's essential to avoid interrupting her while she is speaking, even if you disagree or want to explain your point of view. Interrupting sends a message that what she is saying is less important than your thoughts. This can escalate anger because it reinforces the feeling of being unheard. Instead, let her finish her sentences fully, then take a moment to process what she said before responding thoughtfully. Reflecting back what she has expressed is a powerful technique within active listening. This means paraphrasing or summarizing her points to confirm that you understand correctly. For example, you might say, so what I'm hearing is that you felt overlooked when. This not only shows that you are listening, but also gives her a chance to clarify or expand, deepening the connection between you. It's also vital to listen without judgment or immediately trying to solve the problem. Many times, an angry woman is not looking for quick fixes or advice. She wants to feel validated and understood. Jumping to solutions too quickly can seem dismissive or rushed. Instead, offer empathy by acknowledging how difficult the situation must be and allowing her to express her frustration fully. Listening actively also means being patient. Sometimes anger causes someone to repeat themselves or express the same point multiple times. While it might feel repetitive, this is a part of processing their feelings. Showing patience by calmly listening again rather than getting annoyed demonstrates respect and care, which helps her feel safer and more relaxed. Lastly, active listening is about being open to learning something new about her feelings and experiences. Even if you think you understand why she is angry, her words might reveal deeper layers of emotion or reasons you hadn't considered. By genuinely seeking to understand without assumptions, you build trust and create a foundation for resolving conflict together. Validating a woman's feelings when she's angry is a critical step in helping her feel understood and supported. Validation means acknowledging her emotions as real and important rather than dismissing, minimizing, or judging them. When a woman is angry, she often needs reassurance that her feelings are justified and that it's okay for her to experience those emotions. Without validation, anger can intensify because she may feel isolated or misunderstood. The first step in validating feelings is to recognize the emotion she is expressing. Anger can sometimes mask deeper emotions such as hurt, fear, or disappointment. By identifying the underlying feelings, you show that you are paying close attention and care about the full scope of her experience. For example, saying it sounds like you're really hurt by what happened goes beyond just acknowledging anger and digs into the root of the feeling. It's important to use empathetic language when validating feelings. Phrases like, I understand why you feel that way, or it makes sense that you're upset, convey acceptance rather than judgment. Such responses tell her that her emotions are reasonable given the situation, which can help to calm defensive reactions and open the door to honest communication. Validation also requires avoiding statements that dismiss or belittle her emotions. Comments like you're overreacting or it's not a big deal can make her feel invalidated and may worsen her anger. Even if you don't fully agree with her perspective, it's important to acknowledge that her feelings are real to her. Saying something like, I see that this is very upsetting for you, respects her emotional reality without necessarily agreeing with the specifics. Another key aspect of validation is to show that you are actively listening to her concerns without rushing to problem solve. Sometimes women want to vent their anger and frustration first before thinking about solutions. Interrupting this process by jumping straight to advice can feel dismissive. Instead, focus on affirming her feelings before moving forward. For example, I can tell this really frustrated you, and I want to understand more. Validating feelings also means being patient and gentle, especially if the anger is intense. Sometimes strong emotions can lead to harsh words or outbursts. Instead of reacting negatively, stay calm and steady in your responses. This helps to create a safe emotional environment where she feels comfortable expressing herself fully without fear of judgment or retaliation. Using nonverbal cues to validate feelings is equally important. A comforting touch on the arm, a nod, or simply maintaining a calm presence can all reinforce that you are emotionally attuned to her state. These subtle actions can be powerful ways to show empathy and care beyond words. Lastly, validation builds trust and strengthens your relationship. When a woman knows that her feelings will be respected and acknowledged, she is more likely to open up and communicate honestly. This sets the stage for deeper understanding and healthier ways to handle conflict in the future, as anger is less likely to fester when emotions are validated and addressed with compassion. Using calm and gentle communication is essential when trying to relax an angry woman. When someone is upset, the way we speak can either escalate or de-escalate the situation. A calm voice conveys safety, patience, and respect, which helps to lower emotional tension. On the other hand, harsh tones, raised voices, or rushed speech often trigger defensiveness and make anger worse. Speaking softly and gently sends a powerful message that you want to understand and support, not to argue or criticize. The tone of voice is often more impactful than the actual words spoken. Even if your words are kind, a sharp or irritated tone can undermine your intentions. Therefore, consciously lowering your volume and slowing your speech can create a soothing effect. When a woman hears a calm voice, it signals that the environment is safe enough to release some of her anger and express herself without fear of confrontation. Body language works hand in hand with calm communication. Maintaining relaxed and open body posture, uncrossed arms, facing her directly but without invading personal space, shows that you are approachable and non-threatening. Gentle facial expressions such as a soft gaze or a slight smile can also help to reduce tension. When your body language matches your calm tone, it reinforces the feeling of safety and makes it easier for her to let go of anger. Avoiding aggressive or confrontational language is critical. Phrases that accuse or blame, like you always, or why do you have to be so, only fuel anger and defensiveness. Instead, use I statements that focus on your feelings and observations, such as I feel worried when, or I want us to understand each other better. This approach reduces blame and invites cooperation rather than conflict. Patience is another key ingredient in calm communication. Sometimes anger causes someone to repeat their points or speak loudly out of frustration. Reacting with impatience or irritation can escalate the situation. Instead, take deep breaths and remain steady in your tone, allowing her to express herself fully. Your calm patience can serve as an emotional anchor that helps her regain control over her feelings. It's also important to pause and listen rather than rushing to respond. After she speaks, give a brief moment of silence before replying. This shows that you are carefully considering her words and not just waiting for your turn to talk. Thoughtful pauses can encourage more meaningful dialogue and help prevent misunderstandings that happen when people speak over each other. Using gentle communication also involves asking open-ended questions with genuine curiosity rather than interrogation. Questions like, can you help me understand what upset you? Or what can I do to support you right now? Show willingness to engage and solve the issue together. Open questions invite her to express her needs and feelings more fully without feeling pressured. Finally, remember that your calmness is contagious. When you maintain a steady and gentle approach, it often influences her emotional state positively. Anger tends to feed on chaos and tension, but calmness creates a peaceful atmosphere that encourages relaxation and healing. Your calm and gentle communication becomes a bridge to reconnect and resolve the situation with empathy and respect. When a woman is angry, it's natural to feel defensive, especially if you believe the anger is directed at you or if you think you are being unfairly criticized. However, reacting defensively often makes the situation worse rather than better. Defensive reactions, such as arguing back, denying responsibility, or counterattacking, tend to escalate emotions and create a barrier to understanding. Instead, it's important to consciously hold back from defending yourself and focus on calming the situation with empathy and openness. One reason defensive reactions are harmful is that they signal to the angry woman that you are not truly listening or taking her seriously. When she feels attacked or invalidated, her anger can deepen because she perceives the environment as hostile. This creates a feedback loop where her anger grows and your defensiveness increases, pushing both of you further apart. Breaking this cycle requires deliberate effort to remain calm and avoid taking things personally. Avoidance of defensiveness begins with self-awareness. Recognize your own emotional triggers and notice when you start to feel attacked or blamed. This awareness allows you to pause before reacting impulsively. Taking a few deep breaths or mentally counting to 5 can help you regain composure. This moment of pause is powerful because it shifts your response from reactive to intentional, allowing you to choose how to engage constructively. Instead of reacting defensively, try to approach the situation with curiosity and a willingness to understand. Ask yourself what might be behind her anger. Perhaps feelings of hurt, disappointment, or fear. And focus on those rather than on the surface level conflict. This mindset helps you empathize with her experience and respond with compassion rather than defensiveness. It's also helpful to use active listening techniques to show that you are genuinely trying to understand her perspective. Reflecting her feelings back to her without judgment or rebuttal sends a message that you value her emotions, even if you don't agree with everything she says. For example, saying, I hear that you're upset because up helps validate her feelings and reduces the need for her to defend herself further. Avoiding defensive reactions doesn't mean you have to accept blame unfairly or suppress your own feelings. Instead, it means choosing the right time and manner to express your thoughts calmly and respectfully. If you need to clarify misunderstandings or share your side of the story, wait until emotions have settled and frame your words carefully. focusing on I statements rather than accusations. It's also important to recognize that anger is often not personal, even if it feels directed at you. Sometimes a woman's anger is triggered by stress, external pressures, or past experiences that have little to do with you. By detaching your self-worth from the anger and reminding yourself it's about her feelings, not your character, you reduce the urge to react defensively. Lastly, maintaining a non-defensive stance builds trust and creates a safe space for honest communication. When she sees that you can listen without becoming defensive, she is more likely to open up and express herself authentically. This openness fosters resolution and healing, turning anger into an opportunity for growth and deeper connection. When a woman is angry, one of the most effective ways to help her relax is to give her space and time if she needs it. Emotions, especially intense anger, can feel overwhelming and cloud one's ability to think clearly. Sometimes the best thing you can do is step back, allowing her to process her feelings in her own time rather than pushing for immediate resolution. This respectful distance communicates that you care about her emotional well-being and are not trying to force a conversation before she is ready. Giving space doesn't mean ignoring her or abandoning the situation. It means creating a safe environment where she feels she has control over when and how to engage. When emotions are raw, trying to talk things through prematurely can often make anger flare even more. By patiently waiting and signaling your willingness to listen when she's ready, you foster trust and show that you respect her emotional boundaries. Time is a crucial factor because anger often decreases naturally as adrenaline levels drop and perspective returns. When a woman is in the heat of anger, her brain's ability to rationalize or empathize may be temporarily impaired. Offering time allows her to cool down, reflect, and regain emotional balance. This cooling off period can prevent hurtful words or actions that might escalate the conflict. It's important to communicate clearly that you are giving space with kindness and reassurance. Saying something like, I see you're really upset right now, so I'll give you some time. I'm here whenever you want to talk. Lets her know that you respect her needs without shutting down communication completely. This approach avoids feelings of rejection and lets her know she is not alone while giving space. It's helpful to maintain gentle attentiveness. You can show you care through small, non-intrusive gestures, like sending a supportive message or simply being physically nearby without pressuring her. These subtle actions convey that you are present and available without crowding her, offering comfort without demands. However, it's important to recognize when giving space may need to be balanced with offering support. Some women might feel abandoned or isolated if left alone too long. In such cases, gently checking in and asking if she wants company or help can make a positive difference. The key is to read her cues and respect her unique needs in that moment. Understanding the difference between giving space and ignoring the problem is essential. Giving space is temporary and intentional, whereas ignoring the anger dismisses it altogether. After the initial cooling off period, it's crucial to come back and engage in a calm, open conversation to address the root cause of the anger and work towards resolution. Lastly, respecting the need for space and time demonstrates emotional maturity and compassion. It shows that you value her emotional process and trust her to communicate when she is ready. This patience strengthens your relationship and lays the groundwork for healthier, more respectful interactions in the future. When a woman is angry, words alone often aren't enough to soothe her emotions. Showing kindness through actions can be a powerful way to communicate care and support without overwhelming her with conversation. Actions speak louder than words, and small, thoughtful gestures can convey empathy and understanding in a gentle, nonverbal way. These acts of kindness let her know that you are on her side and willing to support her emotionally, even when she may not feel like talking. Kindness through actions can take many forms, from making her a cup of tea or preparing a favorite snack to simply offering a comforting touch or sitting quietly beside her. These small acts can help shift the energy in the room, providing comfort and distraction from anger. They create a sense of being cared for, which can help soften emotions and open the door to calmness and connection. One of the most important aspects of showing kindness is paying attention to her specific needs and preferences. Not all gestures work the same for everyone. For example, some women might find physical touch comforting, like a hug or holding hands, while others may prefer personal space or quiet company. Observing and responding to her cues respectfully ensures that your kindness is truly supportive rather than inadvertently intrusive. Performing acts of kindness without expecting immediate gratitude or response is also essential. When a woman is angry, she might not acknowledge your gestures right away, or she may still feel too upset to respond warmly. This doesn't mean your kindness is ineffective. Often the impact is subtle and builds trust over time, showing her that your care is consistent and genuine, even in difficult moments. Another way to show kindness is by helping with practical tasks that might be adding to her stress. Sometimes anger stems from feeling overwhelmed or burdened. Offering to take care of chores, errands, or responsibilities can lighten her load and demonstrate your support. These tangible acts can create relief, allowing her to feel less pressured and more able to relax emotionally. Kindness can also mean giving her your full attention and time when she does choose to open up. Being present without distraction, actively listening, and responding with empathy all reinforce that your kindness isn't just physical, but emotional as well. This combination strengthens your connection and helps her feel safe expressing her feelings. It's important to remember that kindness should be consistent, not only when anger arises, but as part of your ongoing relationship. Building a foundation of trust and care makes it easier to navigate difficult emotions when they occur. When kindness is a regular practice, it becomes a natural way to support each other through life's ups and downs. Finally, showing kindness through actions conveys respect for her as a whole person, not just a moment of anger. It honors her feelings and her humanity, helping her to feel valued beyond the conflict. This respect fosters emotional healing and encourages a more compassionate and understanding dynamic between you both. When a woman is angry, it's often tempting to try to solve the problem immediately, but rushing to address the root cause during a heated moment can be counterproductive. Intense emotions can cloud judgment and make it difficult for both parties to communicate clearly. Instead, it's usually best to wait until she has calmed down before discussing the underlying issues that triggered her anger. Addressing the root cause later allows for a more thoughtful, constructive conversation, reducing the chance of further conflict. Waiting to address the root cause doesn't mean ignoring the problem or pretending it doesn't exist. It means acknowledging that emotions need time to settle first. When anger is high, the brain's emotional centers are active while the rational thinking parts are less accessible. By postponing the discussion, you give both yourself and her the opportunity to approach the situation with a clearer mind and greater empathy. Before having the conversation, it's important to create a safe and supportive environment. This means choosing the right time and place, somewhere private and free from distractions, where you can both speak openly. The goal is to foster a sense of trust so that she feels comfortable sharing her feelings without fear of judgment or dismissal. During the conversation, focus on understanding rather than blaming. Use open-ended questions to invite her to explain her perspective, such as, can you tell me more about what made you upset? Or what do you think we can do differently next time? This approach encourages collaboration and problem solving rather than defensiveness. It's also helpful to practice active listening during this discussion. Reflecting back what she says and acknowledging her feelings shows that you value her viewpoint. Even if you disagree with some points, validating her experience helps keep the conversation productive and respectful. When discussing the root cause, try to stay calm and patient. Avoid raising your voice, interrupting, or making accusatory statements. Keep your tone gentle and your body language open, as these nonverbal cues reinforce your intention to resolve the issue together. Remember that the goal is mutual understanding and healing, not winning an argument. In some cases, the root cause of anger may be tied to deeper issues such as stress, unmet needs, or past experiences. Being open to exploring these underlying factors can strengthen your relationship by addressing not just the symptom, anger, but the source of the problem. This process may take time and require ongoing conversations, but it leads to lasting improvement. Finally, after addressing the root cause, it's important to follow up with actions that demonstrate your commitment to change and support, whether it's adjusting behaviors, improving communication, or making compromises. Showing that you are willing to work together builds trust and reduces the likelihood of future anger. This continued effort reinforces that you value her feelings and the health of your relationship. In conclusion, helping an angry woman relax is about more than just calming the moment. It's about creating a foundation of understanding, respect, and empathy. By truly listening, validating her feelings, communicating gently, avoiding defensiveness, giving space, showing kindness, and addressing root causes thoughtfully, we can turn anger into an opportunity for deeper connection and growth. Remember, patience and genuine care go a long way in healing emotional wounds. When we approach anger with compassion, we not only help her relax, but also strengthen the bond that holds us together. Thank you.